Hey guys, just finished up here, day 4, Table Rock Lake. Ended up finishing 9th. Had a great event, can't complain. Lost some key bites this week that would have made a huge difference. Don't know if I could have won the event, but definitely would have made a strong run at it. We're going to talk about the baits I chose this week and why I chose them. You know, here on Table Rock Lake, it's been a long winter just like everywhere else in the world. The water's still really cold. These fish are setting up to come in and spawn, and they're setting up in the channel swings, leading up to the pea gravel and chunk rock banks. And any time for me that the water's cold, I love to throw a flat bait. This is one of the baits I threw this week. This is an I'm a shaker. As you can see, it's a flat bait, but it's plastic, okay? This bait is actually designed off of a handmade balsa bait to have the same characteristics that balsa does, but a plastic bait, so you get the same exact action every single time. The other bait I chose was a laser lure. This is a handmade balsa bait, custom bait out of Ohio. And my third choice was a PH Custom Lures. That's handmade balsa out of Indiana. Okay, and the reason that I needed all 3 of these baits was the laser lure runs the deepest out of all 3 of these baits. I needed that for the deeper chunk rock type banks that right at the ends of the bluffs. PH Custom Lures, it tends to run a little shallower, and I used it where the banks would flatten out to where they turn to pea gravel. And then the I'm a shaker, it has a little bit harder vibration, has a rattle in it. I'd use this in the more off-colored water for more water displacement and more sound. Earlier this week, I was also catching some fish on a Tight Lines UV tube in black neon. You know, if anyone knows anything about Tight Lines UV, we put UV brighteners into the soft plastics to make it stand out better in the water to the fish. Okay. Earlier this week, the water was really dirty, and this bait was working really well. That was just kind of a recap over the baits that I used this week and why I decided to choose what I used. You know, predominantly for me it was the flat baits, the I'm a shaker, and the balsa baits, and mixed in a little bit of jigs and soft plastics with it. Stay tuned, check us out at Toledo Bend, see how we catch them there.